what is coil whine and what is one of the possibilities to limit coil whine? Now, when it does come to your GPU sounding like it's a kettle on a stove back in the 1980s, it's not a bad thing. It's not going to damage your GPU long term, it's just going to annoy you. So I used the 9070 XT yesterday, and one of the reports on it being faulty was it crashes in games and it has really bad coil whine. For me personally, I didn't notice any crashing. I think it was just a conflicting software that my coworker had with it that caused it to crash. Although when I opened up Rainbow Six Siege, it was really, really annoying. But first off, what causes coil whine? Coil whine is basically when your GPU is pulling out a certain amount of wattage. The electricity in the actual card itself has nowhere to travel, so it rattles along the PCB, and it kind of rattles the PCB, making that really, really annoying sound. Now, a lot of people say that undervolting your GPU could actually help, but with undervolting, you have to then sort out the amps and the wattage. So let's say your card needs 1.2 volts in order to maintain its highest TDP and amps, and if you undervolt that to 1.1, you're going to need more amps. So you're substituting one for another. So in this situation, you're pulling more of an electrical current, which is going to make your PCB vibrate even more, which is going to be more annoying. Now, I did fail physics, so I am looking back at what I read on yesterday on Reddit. It's literally just the overclocking subreddit if anyone wants to have a look. I'll try and link it. Now, coil whine does mainly happen when you are hitting your TDP of your card, so even if you have just a little bit of coil whine and you're pulling out maybe 100 watts out of a 260 watt card and you're underclocking it anyway, even though you're never going to hit your TDP, and if there is a little bit of coil whine, it will silence it. It is only when you are trying to pull out 200-300 watts that your amps and volts will go up. Now, the easiest way, but the most priciest way to do this, and I'll explain that in a minute, is enabling VSync. Now, for example, I have a 165Hz monitor, and in Valorant I can reach 400 to 500 FPS. I'll bring them all up. So GTA max settings I get 60, Flight Sim I get 1000, Bannerlord I get 170, and all of my other games, but Valorant is really high. Now, it didn't happen on these games. That happened on Rainbow Six Siege, in which my average FPS is 200, but the minute I booted even into the main menu where I only get 60 FPS, it literally just went straight up. Now, if you don't know what VSync is, VSync basically stops screen tearing. It's called vertical sync, so it literally just caps your FPS to what your monitor's refresh rate is, therefore it can stay in tune and it doesn't, cause horrible lines on the screen. And now the last resort you can do is go to RMA or go to your warranty service about it. Personally, the card I had yesterday was ASRock, so I contacted AMD and their customer support, and they were like, unfortunately, ASRock isn't a partner business with us, they literally just make our cards. So I went onto ASRock's website, and they only support cards in the USA and India. So for me, I went obviously back to my company and said, we're doomed. So yeah, easiest way to fix coil whine, VSync, but if you paid £700 for a card and you want to be hitting 400 or 500 FPS, you're only getting your monitor's refresh rate, which to me is just absolutely pointless.